Even
What if the
highly
diet that
conditioned
started in
athletes can have
gyms and
hidden
spread
risks.
across everyday
Here we see
America is
significant
also
plaque
contributing
buildup
to the
and
rise of
elevated blood
diabetes,
glucose levels.
cancer, and
As the
dementia?
shelves
You
fill with
already know this
protein-enriched
diet.
options,
It
the
focuses
data shows
heavily
a
on
troubling
protein for
rise in
building muscle.
diabetes,
Protein
cancer,
has
and
become an
dementia.
obsession. Portions keep growing. Protein bars and shakes dominate store shelves. Even classic foods are now fortified with protein. But what if this approach isn't actually helping us? How would we know? A longtime friend of the channel, Miguel Ramos, is 40 years old and clearly strong. Viewers noticed. Members of his gym noticed too. They often asked about his diet. His answer is simple. He follows the best scientific evidence for internal health, and the external results follow naturally. Miguel didn't arrive at this approach casually. He spent years struggling with Crohn's disease. He visited multiple clinicians and tried different medications with little improvement. After 5 years, one clinician suggested a full dietary change, guided by the strongest available research. Miguel believed he already ate well, but the science showed otherwise. Instead of relying on fitness magazines or influencers, he studied work from real nutrition scientists. Over time, his Crohn's disease went into remission.
Given your lifestyle.
Inspired by this,
But the tests
Miguel invited
confirm you
members
have
of his
type 2
CrossFit gym,
diabetes.
people who appeared fit and healthy, to join a 5-week nutrition challenge. Blood tests were taken at week 0 and week 5. Blood pressure and weight were recorded. Weekly nutrition classes were held. At first, I didn't expect major results. The group was young, lean, and active. I assumed meaningful differences would take decades to appear. I was wrong. This gym had followed the paleo diet since 2010. The logic seems obvious. Muscles are made of meat, so eating meat should build better muscle. It sounds reasonable, but intuition is not evidence. Posters in the gym showed meat at the center of the plate, vegetables around it, and no grains or legumes. Fruit was limited. Anthropologists tell a different story. Early humans relied heavily on tubers, honey, and foraged foods, very different from modern meat-heavy diets. Despite appearing healthy, baseline testing revealed concerning results.
Me too, the ocean
6
looks incredible.
participants had high blood pressure, 5 had elevated fasting glucose, indicating pre-diabetes. 14 had high cholesterol. This was not expected. Several participants shared their personal motivations. One worked in healthcare and was shocked to discover pre-diabetes and high triglycerides. Another had a strong family history of heart disease. One participant had survived a rare and aggressive form of liver cancer, once given only a 3% survival chance. Others felt stuck, plateaued, or worried about aging and long-term health. These were not careless people. They exercised regularly. They cared about health. Yet serious risks were already present. That contradiction matters. Over 5 weeks, Miguel taught the basics of nutrition. Participants were given a structured meal plan with 70 recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. They didn't have to calculate macros, only choose foods they enjoyed. The meals were flavorful, filling, and practical. Many participants said the food tasted better than what they previously ate. Miguel also introduced a whole food Mediterranean-style food pyramid. This dietary pattern is the most extensively studied and consistently shows benefits for the heart, brain, liver, and kidneys. The approach was not extreme. Nothing was banned. Small, sustainable changes were encouraged. Most participants said the same thing afterward. This felt doable long-term. Follow-up blood tests were taken 3 months later. The changes were striking. High cholesterol dropped from 14 people to 6. Elevated blood sugar went from 5 people to 0. Hypertension dropped from 6 people to just 1. Borderline case. Average weight loss was just under 1 pound per week. Triglycerides, LDL cholesterol, and fasting glucose improved dramatically for many participants, often to levels difficult to achieve even with medication. LDL cholesterol remains controversial online, but among research scientists, the evidence is clear. LDL tracks closely with cardiovascular risk. Claims denying this often come from non-research sources. For example, Johnny Bowden, author of The Cholesterol Myth, was not trained as a research scientist. The most reliable evidence comes from large, long-term studies published in journals such as The Lancet. In this group, LDL improved alongside every other major risk marker. Using validated risk calculators, the data showed that this 5-week intervention likely prevented at least one heart attack or stroke. That realization was deeply personal. Shortly before filming, Miguel lost his father to complications linked to diet-related disease. This class was not theoretical. It was about prevention, dignity, and time. Participants reported feeling better overall, more energy, less joint pain reduced. Inflammation improved mobility even longer.